Welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I'm your host, Rabina Rastaban, aka the Realist Astrologer, and tonight I am doing the free reading for November 2016. So let's get into it. So basically, she's a Pisces, he's a Cancer, and her question is, why can't we let each other go? So she's a Pisces. She's born on March 10th, 1982. He's a Cancer, born on June 29th, 1970. So there's a pretty significant age difference between the two of them, and she did mention that. He's 12 years her senior. So already, there's some issues there just with the generational differences. However, she wanted to know, why can't we let each other go? So one of the main factors in this is the fact that you two are water signs. So when water signs come together, it's often very hard to break apart because water doesn't have boundaries and water automatically merges with other water and there's no distinction. So that's the chief reason right there. Another reason is that his Saturn is conjoined to your Chiron in Taurus, and also his moon in Taurus is conjoined to your Chiron in Taurus. Now, Taurus is one of the slowest moving signs. It's a sign that likes to keep things as is. It's a sign where you could get stuck in a rut. So that right there points to that right there. So, yeah, that Taurus energy, especially with your Chiron in the mix, because Chiron deals with things that make your life difficult, or something that you need to overcome, or it could deal with a soft spot that you're dealing with, or wounds that you're trying to heal. So there's something about this relationship that keeps you in it because it provides some sense of healing for you, or it enables you to fall back into your old habits. Also, his Mars is conjoined to your North Node in Cancer. So Cancer is another sign that likes to stay where they're at. They really don't like to move away from what's comfortable and what's secure. So that's another contributing factor why the two of you can't let each other go. Cancer is the most clingy sign of the zodiac, and Cancer tends to live in the past as well. Cancer has a hard time breaking away from someone that they've become very familiar and comfortable with. Now, his Mercury is opposition your Neptune, so that can feel like, in terms of him, he could feel like he's kind of trapped. Like, even though he might want to move forward at times because of your Neptune bearing down on his Mercury, it's almost like you're an addiction for him. So that shows addictive tendencies. His Pluto is conjoined to your moon. That's one of the aspects that makes it very hard to break free from this relationship because it brings the element of codependency, mainly on your part, because his Pluto is stronger than your moon. And that Pluto wields a great amount of influence. It also wields control and power over you. Also, his Uranus is trine your Venus. That basically deals with a relationship that can keep on reinventing itself. And also a relationship that can be long-term, mainly because the two of you are solid friends. So that explains that. And then also, his Mars in Cancer is square your Mars in Libra, and it's an exact square, meaning that both of your Mars are at the same degree. So this is a tricky issue right here because while it's Mars square Mars, and that can denote conflict, the fact that his Mars is in Cancer, your Mars is in Libra, whenever you want to try to break free and explore other options in terms of a relationship, he has a tendency to pull you back in through his Cancer-like ways. So he might get really sensitive. He might start to, act like he's really worried about you. He might start to act like he can't live without you. So Cancer, again, like I said, is a very clingy sign. And what's interesting is his North Node is in Pisces, the sign of your sun, and your North Node is in Cancer, the sign of his sun. So that shows me that the two of you have come together because there's something about each other that is something that you need in terms of your spiritual evolution, but I don't see him being the one that you need to end up with, and I'll explain more in detail in a minute. And his North Node being in Pisces reflects his life path number of 7. So his life path number is a 7. Your life path number is a 24, which breaks down to 6. So it's 24 and 6. That's not compatible in terms of marriage and long-term relationships, because 7 life path tends to want to escape and, really live out their fantasies. And a lot of times they're not really family oriented or marriage oriented. And then you being a 24 and a 6 in terms of your life path, you need to be married, you need to become a wife, and you need to have that stable long-term relationship. So the fact that your 2 life path numbers are incompatible, that says a lot. And then also just dealing with your birth number, you're a 10, which means that oftentimes you tend to live according to other people's destiny, or you will hitch a ride onto someone else's destiny. And then he's a 29, which breaks down to 11 and 2. 29 is the hardest number to be born under. It's a number of tremendous pressure. It's a number of a lot of challenge. And often the person is plagued with a lot of internal conflict. For men in particular, they always have to have a woman, but usually they have more than one woman because they have a hard time making up their mind. They have a hard time deciding. Oftentimes they don't really know what they want, and they really aren't sure of who they are deep down inside. So him being a 29 also speaks a lot about not just the relationship issues, mainly coming from him, but also the fact that it shows that he's a strong Cancer, because 29 breaks down to 11 and 2 is the number of Cancer in the moon. Now, for the tarot reading that I did a 4-card spread. It's situation, challenge, advice, outcome. So the situation is the 7 of Swords, which is never good for a relationship. 7 of Swords denotes somebody who's stepping out, trying to, sneak out, or it could denote cheating, infidelity. But in your case, I feel like it's saying 7 of Swords, basically you're in a relationship with this man, but really you're going it alone. Really, it's like you're a lone wolf, just trying to find your way in the dark, and he's basically content upon doing his own thing as well. The challenge is the 3 of Wands. That's you always, expecting him to step up to the plate. It's showing that your expectations in terms of their relationship are a bit too high. The challenge, the advice is the Page of Pentacles. And what I'm seeing with that is basically you need to really get serious with him if you're still trying to be with him, and put him on a schedule and let him know that you need consistency and you need him to be dedicated. The outcome is the Tower. So if you take the advice of the Page of Pentacles, which means where you're demanding more consistency, more regularity, more security, then it looks like he's going to push back, and he's not going to be cool with that. And I don't see things working out between the two of you. But when I looked at your situation from another perspective via tarot, it does seem like you have put your foot down at this point, and it looks like you have had enough, and you basically gave him an ultimatum and told him that, if you don't basically step up to the plate, I can't continue on like this. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm seeing right now. But to make the long story short, I don't see the two of you being compatible in terms of marriage and long-term love relationships. However, I do see the reason why the two of you stayed together for so long and why you find it so hard to break apart. But really, he is not marriage material, and he's definitely not the one for you. You will be married, and you'll find that your husband is going to be very supportive. He's going to be very compassionate, and there's a chance he could work in the medical field. So just keep that in mind. But you will get that husband at the end of the day, and he will be a great husband to you. I see this, in your destiny. So don't sell yourself short on this man. It looks like you are doing the right thing by trying to move forward and break free. But it is going to take some time, and he is going to continue to try to reel you back in like he's always done before. But just try to resist that, and you'll be fine. So hopefully you found this insightful. You can either provide some feedback in the comment section, or you can send me an email if you feel more comfortable doing that way. My email address is karma3675@aol.com. That's KARMA3675@aol.com. And if any of you would like to try out for a free reading for the month of December. Please leave your birth information as well as the birth information for your love interest. And you can provide a little background story or a question, but it's not necessary. And if you would like a reading right away, you could go to my website at www.rabina.com, click order a reading, and I provide astrology readings, tarot readings, numerology readings, and arrange from email, phone, Skype, Facebook Messenger, what have you. So I'm available in all different types of modalities. So just check me out on my website. Peace and many blessings.